What's the sense of the attack on government that we've seen for some decades now, but it has intensified in the last couple of years, where we talk about the deep state? We have built a situation for ourselves in which many Americans, maybe many millions of Americans, have deliberately learned to distrust government.
They have. This is a long-term trend. 1965 marked the high water mark in our polling history. Something like 77% of Americans trusted the federal government in 1965 to do the right thing some or most of the time. That's crashed by more than 60 points. And part of what's happening here is President Trump, without making this a partisan issue, this is an observation. It's a clinical observation. President Trump is reaping what he has sowed. He has sowed distrust. He has sowed tribalism, and a sense that he is the only person that his followers can believe. We know that not to be the case. The simple workings of reason tell us that that is an outlandish claim. And one of the fascinating things that's going to unfold here, I don't think I've ever seen a presidential campaign turn as quickly as this one has in the past, call it 10 days, but certainly the past 72 hours. You had the challenger today appearing more presidential, more reassuring than the incumbent. And what that is, again, it's not a partisan point. It's a historical point, because what Americans want is a president who at least will do as little harm as possible, right? I mean, that's a very conservative idea. We just don't want him making things worse. And right now, I think a lot of Americans believe that the incumbent president is, in fact, making things worse. And they're hungry for leadership, whether it's elective or appointive. We just want the facts. As Governor Michael Dukakis put it unsuccessfully in 1988, running against George Bush, this is not about ideology, it's about competence. The country disagreed then. I think in this case, we would certainly agree with the Dukakis principle.